Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on this Friday, May 1st. I'm Melissa Holmes, and we are streaming here on WGRZ Plus through 9:30 this morning. And we begin now with an update on a summer attraction, and this news is going to disappoint a lot of families. The Niagara Amusement Park and Splash World on Grand Island, the former Fantasy Island, will not open this summer, and its future is up in the air. The owners released a statement last night saying it wasn't financially feasible to open this summer. They'll give full refunds to people who already bought a 2026 season pass. The closing comes despite years of efforts to revive and improve the park. They do still plan to do fireworks on the 4th of July. 8 churches in Western New York will not have to contribute to the Catholic Diocese of Buffalo bankruptcy settlement after a ruling from the Vatican. And another church has also just learned from the Vatican that it can stay open. Here's a list of those churches on your screen that will not have to pay. Ascension in Batavia, St. Timothy in Tonawanda, Blessed Sacrament in Tonawanda, Infant of Prague in Cheektowaga, St. John the 23rd in West Seneca, along with St. John the Evangelist in Olean, St. Aloysius Gonzaga in Cheektowaga, and St. Bridget Church in Bergen. And another big win for one of those parishes, Bishop Michael Fisher originally ordered St. John the 23rd in West Seneca to merge with neighboring Queen of Heaven. But now the Vatican has ruled that St. John the 23rd can stay open. The diocese has been seeking parish contributions as part of its $150 million bankruptcy settlement tied to hundreds of clergy abuse claims. 12 and 13-year-olds will soon be able to go hunting with adult supervision in Erie County. The county legislature has debated it for years and just yesterday opted into the state law to authorize hunting licenses for deer for 12 and 13-year-olds. It will allow them to use a firearm or crossbow to hunt deer and other small game as long as they are with a licensed adult. Some lawmakers say this will help get kids outside, but others worry about introducing guns to children.
This was coming, first time around, it failed, but the proof's in the pudding. The report came out from the DEC. Parents' voices were very, very loud this time around. They didn't want to see this mistake happen again, and we got the majority vote today, so we're excited about it.
I know it's been mentioned, well, there hasn't been any incidents, but there has been incidents across the country. With an 11-year-old in West Virginia that was shot on Thanksgiving. So there has been issues with having younger hunters.
The county executive is expected to veto the hunting law, but legislators are preparing to override him with a supermajority vote. A lot of you might be visiting Buffalo soon, whether it be for Sabres games or Bison's games, shows at Shays, or hanging out by the waterfront. And if some lawmakers have their way, you might have to pay just to come into the city for an event. The Common Council is weighing the idea of a possible commuter tax as they debate how to close Buffalo's $100 million deficit. Normally, a commuter tax is targeted at certain employers or employees or people who are self-employed and do business in Buffalo. But during a recent discussion about how the city can earn revenue, some Common Council members said people coming to town for events should also be subject to some sort of tax or fee. Other council members wonder exactly how that would be accomplished.
Are we being short-sighted talking about the event and maybe a commuter tax? I know it was talked about before. Some people might poo-poo on it, but hey, if you're coming in the city and our police and fire have to protect you, maybe we look at that, because then that gives us more bang for our buck, and then we can distribute that money for those types of things.
I just don't know how you charge for people coming in to go to a show or coming in to, unless it's added to the price of the ticket.
Right.
Councilmember Wyatt says he does plan to create an official resolution to explore a commuter tax. Other revenue generators for the city are a proposed 25% property tax levy increase and the police department charging more for security at events. Erie County lawmakers have now banned businesses from collecting customers' biometric data like face scans and fingerprints. You might remember it became a topic of debate at the beginning of the year after Wegmans revealed that it would start doing that at its New York City stores. Businesses that violate the law in Erie County will be hit with fines of up to $5,000 per day. Well, if you have to fill up your tank this morning, the price at the pump might shock you. Here's a look at current gas prices this morning. The national average now stands at $4.39 a gallon. That's up 34 cents in just 1 week. In New York State, the average is $4.37. That's an increase of 26 cents over the same period. And in the Buffalo-Niagara region, prices are at $4.29 this morning. That's up 15 cents from last week. Just before the start of the war at the end of February, prices were under $3 a gallon. And Daybreak's Natalie Foss joins us live from the newsroom this morning to tell us about the impact that this is having on a local charity that depends on volunteers who drive. Good morning, Natalie.
Hey there, Melissa. Good morning. Yeah, it really is affecting everyone. If gas prices stay high, could have a trickle-down effect to organizations like Feed More Western New York, who rely on volunteers to deliver meals for their home-delivered meal service. I met up with some of those volunteers before their route earlier this week. Talk about if they're feeling the pressure of high gas prices.
Feed More Western New York is feeling the pinch of the rise in gas prices that we have been experiencing locally and, of course, across the country.
With gas prices topping $4 a gallon in Western New York, Feed More Western New York and their volunteers are feeling the weight of the rising costs.
For our home-delivered meal volunteers, that means they are using their own vehicles and their own gas to deliver these nutritious meals in friendship to our home-delivered meal clients.
It's something that's been a challenge for volunteers, but they're still making it work.
We have heard from our volunteers that they are able to stick with us, but some people have expressed concern that it is difficult to continue to maintain their level of volunteer operations because of the fact that it is very expensive right now.
Kathy has been volunteering with Feed More's home-delivered meal program for years. She and her husband Jerry say even if it costs more, they're sticking with it.
It's uncomfortable for the wallet, not only for the gas, but for the groceries. You know, what it's doing for the truck drivers, the diesel fuel. It affects more than just us driving. It affects our lifestyle.
And you're sticking with it, though.
We're sticking with it.
It's a sentiment shared by many volunteers who often stay close to their own neighborhoods to cut down on driving.
I'm always going to do it for the people, as long as it's sort of doable, and it is. And we're hoping it's going to go down.
Mary says the connections she's built makes it all worth it.
I don't know, I love the people, I really do. And they, they keep thinking us, and it's the other way around. They make our day.
And for Kathy, delivering fills her cup as well.
And I have become so emotionally attached to my people that it just filled an emptiness that I was feeling, and I love working for Feed More.
Feed More says that there's always a need for more volunteers, and more could ease the financial strain for those making deliveries each week.
Our need for home-delivered meal volunteers continues to remain our biggest need in terms of volunteerism. So if you're watching this and you're in a position where you're able to give, especially if a volunteer needs to cut back on their volunteer hours, we encourage you to reach out to us.
We have all the information on how to volunteer with Feed More Western New York on our website, WGRZ.com. And if home-delivered meals doesn't seem like your speed, there are plenty of other ways to get involved as well. But I will say, not only do they build connections with those they deliver to, the volunteers told me that it also supplies them with a community within themselves as well. So if that's something that you're looking for, could be a good fit for you. Melissa?
Yeah, it certainly could. All right, Natalie, thank you for that. Always doing great work, the Meals on Wheels home delivered meals program with Feed More, Patrick. But yeah, unfortunately, it can be pretty costly to drive from neighborhood to neighborhood and drop off those meals.
No doubt, but hopefully, the dedication is there and these gas prices go down at some point, right?
And these poor volunteers who all throughout the month of April had to be delivering in the rain. Also, 20 of the 30 days in April had some sort of rainfall?
20. 6th wettest April on record, 20 days out of the 30 had rainfall in them. That's remarkable. And guess what? The first 7 days of May, maybe 6 of them or 5 of them will have rain, maybe. So yeah, it's going to be a soggy weather pattern. Well, okay, next week is looking on the soggier side. The rain today will be very, very light. Some areas may miss out on it entirely, especially north of Buffalo, but there's still a chance, but it's really focused across the south. Tomorrow, most of us are dry, but can't rule out a little afternoon shower and then dry weather on Sunday. There is that little bit of light rain coming our way, and I think it'll start before too long. I think this is actually rain here reaching the ground just to the west and north of Dunkirk and Fredonia. That light rain is tracking in our way, and you'll see here, it just kind of kisses Buffalo. It might be just a little farther to the north, but whatever falls today, a nuisance. It's light, not a big deal. I would keep outdoor plans. To the south, though, the clouds will be thicker. There will be a steadier rain here. Tomorrow morning, partial clearing. It will get cold again. A frost advisory, which has just been allowed to expire here, will likely be reissued for tomorrow morning. And there are a few of those little spotty showers that may develop tomorrow afternoon. Sunday should be mainly dry with some clouds increasing because our next chance of rain comes Sunday night into Monday morning, and then another chance Tuesday into Wednesday. For today, high temperatures in the 40s, 30s tomorrow morning, and then we're, kind of hovering in the upper 40s to near 50 both Saturday and Sunday. Monday, a few showers. Tuesday and Wednesday, the two wettest days right now, it appears. 60s on Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, by the way. 50s on Wednesday. And Thursday, 40s to around 50 with the chance of showers. I know. And it goes into Mother's Day, too. It looks like it's going to stay cool on Mother's Day. In fact, no, never mind.
Don't even say it.
Yeah, it looks chilly. I think New England and the hills of the Adirondacks and the Catskills and maybe the hills here might even get a few flakes next weekend. So it's going to be chilly.
You said it.
You
didn't need to.
Couldn't help myself.
I feel like we just need to laugh about it now or else we're just going to cry. I can't take it anymore.
On the backdrop of it being a very warm April, too. But, it's just been so cloudy and damp. Yeah. Really wet.
Okay, there's always June.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick.
The June gloom.
Thank you. All right, it is game night for Buffalo Sabres and their fans. We'll tell you what to look forward to ahead of Game 6 coming up right after the break. Welcome back. The Sabres will give it another go when it comes to ending this first playoff series against the Bruins. It feels like it's been a long time already.
2 weeks, this thing. 2 weeks. Oh, by the way, did you hear that the next round is already beginning? I think tomorrow for Carolina, and is it the Avalanche? I think they're playing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're starting let's go.
No.
Wow. So second round already. The Flyers. Yeah, I think it's Saturday. They have game 1. So hopefully we'll be wrapped up tonight.
Where does the Lightning Montreal series stand now?
I think it's 3-2 somebody.
Check it out.
Yeah. I can find out.
Mike, thank you. Mike Tamil, our wonderful director, says the series is at 3-2 with the Canadians leading, and they play tonight. So we'll be watching that
that's
in
the
Montreal.
That's
right, because then whoever wins that series would be playing Buffalo or Boston.
So Montreal's 3-2. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But as you mentioned earlier, it is the first day of May, May Day.
Yeah, and
so now the May Day call actually happened with Rick Jeanneret shouting May Day when Brad May scored the overtime winning goal to beat the Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. Now that was actually April 23rd or April 24th, 33 years ago. So it wasn't actually on May 1st, but it was Brad May who scored that goal.
Just would be appropriate.
It would be appropriate.
Let's do it.
To beat the Bruins, wrap up the series. That's what the Sabres did in 1993, and before that, they had not won a playoff series in a decade.
Right. And by the way, did you hear about the ratings for the NHL playoffs?
No.
And how much up they are this year compared to last year and even in years of history? It's up like double. Because the Sabres are in it.
Come on.
Yes, I saw it. It was from a national.
And they attributed it to Buffalo.
What else can you attribute it to?
I don't know.
What else? Because we're the number 1 market in the NHL.
Right.
By a lot.
Right.
By a lot.
Even when the Sabres aren't in the playoffs, which they haven't been.
Right.
Our city has the highest ratings for NHL playoffs for cities that are not in the playoffs.
Right. And I think there's also a lot of interest outside of Buffalo in the Sabres. It's a great story, blah, blah, blah. So I got to find the information, but it's like a huge leap in NHL ratings.
Wow.
not only in this market, but the whole country.
Well, I was telling Patrick also this morning, I was looking at the Boston Globe's website to see what their take is on Game 6 tonight and what are they talking about and how are they viewing the game. Crickets. Nothing about the game. Now, they've got the Celtics in the playoffs. They're watching the Red Sox, who aren't particularly good, but apparently nobody cares about hockey in Boston. And
well, who was it? You know, you heard reports of the games in Boston. There's energy in there, but it's nothing like here, because they don't, you know, it's just doesn't have the same vibe. Because I think a lot of it gets sucked into the Celtic tournaments, or basketball.
Yeah, so Game 6 is tonight. It's at TD Garden, and hopefully the Sabres can wrap things up tonight. And they have had some of their best performances on the road. In Game 3, they took care of business with a 3-1 victory. But Game 4, that was just a beatdown in Beantown. Explosive performance, won that game 6-1. Then in Game 5 on Tuesday back here at home, the Sabres wanted to secure their first playoff series victory in front of fans here at home. Their first playoff series victory in so long, in 20 years, but the Bruins spoiled that opportunity in overtime. Despite that disappointing loss, the leaders of the team don't seem to be hitting the panic button just yet.
Not to panic. I mean, we're in a good spot, and I've liked our game. Obviously, it didn't go our way the other night, and very easily could have been on the other side of that. And you know, we had plenty of chances to score and take a lead, and you know, even overtime we had some looks. So it's one of those games where just kind of a toss-up and could have gone either way. So you can't really let that affect you mentally, and just got to get ready to play another game. Got another great opportunity ahead in the series going into Boston, and chance to close it out.
And with Noah Ostlund going down in the last game and not coming back anytime soon, it means that Josh Norris is set to return to the lineup for the first time for him since Game 2. And we did speak with Coach Lindy Ruff after yesterday's practice about Norris's return.
For a period of time, that line was really good for us, and put him back in his spot. He had a great practice today, skated really well, feeling really good. You know, it's an opportunity where a guy like Norrie can just step up, and he could be a big difference maker for us.
And the puck drops tonight at 7:30. It'll be nice to have a Friday night game, too. They've been during the week or a matinee on Sunday, so this is going to be a party night for a lot of people who are heading out to restaurants and bars. And if you do want to watch with the Saberhood, they're taking over the 33 Speakeasy tonight with live music.
Look at the guy with the...
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
It's kind of a little menacing.
Yes, but their festivities kick off at 6. You'll be surrounded by other Sabres fans there, and part of the donation proceeds will go to charity. So that's fun to see the Saberhood rallying together. A lot of energy and love
like the Grim Reaper, that guy.
But, you know, the Sabres have gotten a lot of attention, not just for what they're doing on the ice, with going from worst in December to one of the top teams in the league right now, but also for what the fans are representing. The first game with Mrs. Jeanneret banging the drum in the Better Days video, and the world realizing that the Sabres do the Canadian national anthem and the American national anthem for each game. That kind of came out in the first game. And then the second game, there was a lot of attention. Oh, and also the first game when the Sabres fans knocked down the railing and pulled it back up. And then the other home game with Josh Allen banging the drum and chugging a beer. Like, it's just, Buffalo has been really represented off the ice for their love of the team. And a lot of traditions have come to light as well. And so when the Sabres fans sang the Canadian national anthem, when Cammy Clooney's mic had that glitch in the last game, this has garnered national and international attention also for Sabres fans pitching in and singing. So it makes us think, what are some of the traditions and why is this so common for Buffalo to know the anthem? When did this start and what are some of the other traditions? And our Alyssa Clausel took a look at that.
My dad, who you see up here, his mom was Canadian. And so I think it was a great tribute. About 99% of the players at that time when we came in early 1970s were all Canadian. Europeans and college players came in a little later.
Yeah, Alyssa talked to Seymour Knox IV, whose family founded the Sabres, and those original game night elements like the dual anthems and the team symbolism that you see everywhere have really stayed in place over the years.
Okay, get this. NHL television playoff ratings are up 82% from the same time last year. 82%.
Nationwide
So that's
or here in Buffalo?
nationwide. The 2026 NHL season experiencing a massive television viewership surge, with the playoffs averaging 1.1 million viewers, up 82% from the same point in 2025, marking it the highest first round average on record. First round average.
Is that through AI? Because then you can say why.
JimmyOnTheCouch.com.
Are you serious?
No, this was from a national source.
Okay.
Then AI did consolidate it, but that headline I did see from a reputable news source.
With AI, you could then go and say, why is that?
Right.
Is there an option where you can respond to that? Because I'd like it if they would say it's because the Sabres are in it.
I think you can just do the math. The number one market by far is in the playoffs. He can't attribute it all to the Buffalo, but that certainly is a good reason, good portion of it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
yeah. Well, I'm sure almost every TV in Western New York will be tuned in tonight to hopefully see the Sabres wrap things up in Game 6.
Yeah.
And then get ready for playoff series 2.
When we meet next, we're gonna know. I wish we could take a glimpse in time and see what this show was like on Monday.
I'm here tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's right. But I'm saying that we may know tomorrow morning. Tune in, watch Melissa. Just check her demeanor the minute the camera turns on, and you'll know.
If my hair is in a ponytail, the Sabres lost. If my hair is in a ponytail, the Sabres won. So I don't know. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll regroup and talk more coming up right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Spoiler alert, if you watch Next Level Chef, we've learned that Chef Darian Bryan here from Buffalo is going to stay on at least another week. He made the round of cuts last night. Now he's in the top 5 for that cooking show on Fox, celebrity cooking competition. And Bryan and celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay shared a special moment during last night's episode.
You grew up in Jamaica, right? Which part?
Clarendon.
I love that.
Country.
I love that. I have a dear friend there, probably heard Usain Bolt.
Oh, really?
Yes. We played soccer multiple times.
No way.
Did you play?
I played soccer all my life, too. I got injured and I have to stop. I blew my knee out.
Wow.
I can't play it, so I just, turned to cooking. And I want to be a chef, and you were the first person who saw cooking, I'm like, you know what? I want to be like you one day.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You inspired me to be me right now.
So as Chef Darian was saying, came from Jamaica, here to Buffalo. He was a private chef for the Bills, like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Jordan Poyer. Now he owns Bratz Hill Restaurant in Larkinville and also the Plating Society, which is a private catering company. And he and his wife currently have plans to open a new steakhouse in Larkinville next month. He has made such a name for himself here at home, and he was also on the Food Network for many shows for Chopped and other cooking competitions. But it's so great to see him doing so well on Next Level Chef on Fox. It airs Thursday nights. We'll be sure to tune in next week to see how he does. But I met Darian
years ago. I remember that.
10, 13 years ago.
Before
anyone knew who he was. I was judging a culinary competition.
That's right, I remember that.
And he was one of the celebrity chefs, or not celebrity, a local chef who was in this competition. It was like a Chopped type of thing. And it was a fundraiser for the BOCES programs that send culinary kids who are in high school off to a competition statewide. Anyway, Darian was there competing, and I tasted his food for the first time. This was before he did anything. And I'm like, this is some of the most delicious food I have ever had. And so, I'm so happy for Darian. He's such a great guy. Also, finally, Tony Danza and Mario Lopez.
This is so funny.
What?
Because this became like big news that Mario Lopez.
Well, Mario Lopez is coming back.
Okay.
He was the firefighter,
Okay.
and now he's coming back with Tony Danza for another Christmas movie that will be filmed here in Buffalo. But remember, Tony Danza was supposed to be in the Bills movie.
Yeah, and then he got pulled. He had a conflict.
Right.
Busy.
Yes, so this is going to be called Christmas at the Starlight, and it's about a dinner show type of thing, and it's family run. So Tony Danza is Mario's dad in this movie, and so they'll be coming here to shoot. They probably will need extras, so we'll let you know.
He was in Who's the Boss? I mean, Taxi, of course. And then Who's the Boss? Is that who?
Yeah.
Tony Danza. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'm more of the Taxi generation.
Judith Light and Alyssa Milano.
Right.
Alyssa Milano.
And Judith Light.
Yes.
Oh,
And who played Mona? Remember Mona? She was a great character. I loved that show so much.
I gotta find that out.
And by the way, we checked on ChatGPT about the ratings for the NHL.
Yeah, it wasn't the Sabres. Sorry. Good story.
Patrick's like, of course it's the Sabres. Olympic bump, the regular season was trending up, better TV distribution, and some compelling matchups and storylines.
I'm going with the Sabres.
The Sabres.
I'm going to own that story.
So we're kind of fourth or fifth in line, but yes. Sabres fans, you keep watching the NHL playoffs, okay? Go Sabres. Bye, everybody.